The new general manager of the Barbados Water Authority says he plans to make the entity profitable. Keithroy Halliday, who took up the post on February 16th, said the BWA faced serious challenges back in 2015 because of drought, but it is now in a better position. He told Nation News the BWA has to start acting like a company and not just a state-owned corporation.
It has not done a good enough job of following the right, I think, business principles, in the sense that people have not been educated or informed along that line. So they've all been operating as if without that understanding, let's put it that way. So in terms of the business principles, we have to look at our operational activities, or investment activities, or financial activities. Are we covering our operational costs? Are we making sure that we have the right deals in terms of investing and in terms of financing? And when our backs basically were against the wall, we would have had to make a number of deals that perhaps in normal times would have been a little more tenable, but the deals we've had to make to keep the business afloat of necessity. When we look at our operational revenue, the model is simply not sustainable. We're not generating enough to cover our expenses, and we can look at that in two ways. Well, how can we improve our revenue, or how can we contain our costs? And we have to look at it in a twofold approach. In terms of generating revenue, I know there's a lot of outcry about the cost of water, but we have to recognize we're the 15th water scarce country in the world, and the way in which we procured water before is no longer the way in which we can get water. And there's been a tremendous increase in costs over the years. So at some point in time, there has to be an honest dialogue or discussion about what is really the true cost of water. I'm not saying that this is something that has to be passed on to the consumer wholesale, but there needs to be a greater sensitivity or sensitization by all stakeholders, and we say stakeholders because we want to include the community as part of our stakeholders as opposed to client, that water is a precious commodity, a scarce commodity. And we want to emphasize that there must be continuing and increasing the judicious use of water, which sometimes has not been occurring.